Good morning, everybody. Hi, I've got a little bit of a crowd already having a little bit of a conversation. Hi, Tish, Anne, Joanne, Natalie, Cynthia, Michaela. Good morning, everybody. All right, so it is dead on sunrise, but I wasn't here for a sunrise. That's not what, so you get the idea. We're kind of just tucked around the corner. Just over there is where the sunrise is happening right now. But we're not here for that. We're here today for this. This is where we are. Look at that. We're going to walk around. We're going to walk around through this vegetation here. Hi, Cheryl. So around through here, we're going to walk through there and around these rocky outcrops. Right over in the distance that you might be able to just see, just emerging in the background, in the distance, is the sand dune. That's where we're headed for. We're headed for that gigantic sand dune. You don't really get a sense of it until we get closer. All right, it's quite cold here this morning. Well, chilly by my standards. I'm really well, Natalie, thanks. Thank you for asking. But this is quite incredible, wild, beautiful country that we're going to be walking through. So I'll just give it a minute or two. Richard's just gone over. Actually, let's see how far it is. Let's see if we get a little glimpse of the sunrise, since it might not be too far. I haven't actually walked any further along this trail. Let's see what it's looking like. Ah, look, it's pretty gorgeous, isn't it? Andre, welcome, lovely to see you. Absolutely, I'm so glad you found us. And boy, have I got some rocks for you here today. Okay, oh yes, it's looking pretty. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Okay. So just over there, where is it? I've lost it. There's a viewing platform. We're going to head in that direction right now. I just had a little bit of a glitch there. My signal went red, and we don't have time for that. We're not interested in red signals. We only want the green ones. Yeah, I just noticed that, Andre. So I've done an about face, so we're heading away from that glitchy area and back in this direction where, look, civilization. There's actually houses just over here, so we know that the signal's going to be better heading this way. All right, so let's turn the camera around. I think it's just about time. Hi, good morning, everybody. And I don't think there's any faces I don't recognise, but in case there are, I'm Lynn, and welcome to the mid-north coast of New South Wales. We're in an area just in an area called Anna Bay, basically. And before we begin, I'd just like to acknowledge that we're meeting today on the traditional lands of the Worimi and pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. Alrighty, so I said it was a little bit cold. It's cold by my standards. It's about 11 degrees. It's just on sunrise. And let me just turn this camera back around again. And here we are. So we're in an area called Anna Bay, which is part of the Port Stephens area on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. And I'm just going to negotiate this rocky trail back the way I came. Head down this way. Watch where I put my feet. So now that you've found my channel, Andre, feel free to go back through and look at some videos under the live tab. And there's lots of interesting places. I've been doing a lot of rocks. The other girls here will tell you that we've been looking at rocks all over the place. Ronnie Lynn, hey, g'day, how are you? All right, so this beautiful, beautiful countryside, and majority of this really green vegetation. I'll just come up close to it so you can see what it is. I don't know the name of it, but that's what it looks like. This is what dominates the hillside around here. Have you got an out of focus picture, have you, Joanne? Hi Lethargy, lovely to see you. Alright, I'll keep moving. So this trail's just recently been upgraded. There's been a fair bit of work done on it. I'm fascinated by this. I'm wondering if there's critters live in here. Look, there's like a little tunnel under there. I wonder what you'd find. This would be a perfect place. When I was a lot younger, when I was a child, I would have loved to have gone in there and investigated. Okay. And there's the sky looking north. We're just going to take... It's a bit better now, Joanne. I'm pleased to hear that. We're just going to take it slowly at this point because it's so beautiful here. And then once we get past the gorge, which we'll be looking at in just a few moments, I'll pick up the pace a little because there's the sand dune over there. Let me just zoom in on it. So over there behind that group of houses is the start of 32 kilometres of sand dune. Oh, well done. Thanks, Natalie. Well done. So there's a tip that some of you guys might like to try as well. Okay. So, Andre, I think we're basically walking over granite here. I don't think it's sandstone, but I could be wrong. It's covered in lichen and it's got a sort of a pinkish colour to it, so that's why I'm thinking it's probably granite, but I'm no rock person. I just know what's pretty. Still with me, because this place is definitely worth sticking around for. Okay, I'm just going to come back down these stairs. Good time to check out the map link. Hi Nancy, lovely to see you. All right. Almost there. We're just going to go around to the viewing platform. For now. Looks like everyone's gone. Everyone's left me, have they? Oh, I'm glad you're still here, Ronnie Lynn, and Lethargy, and Joanne. Maybe the others will come back too. Fingers crossed. We're back. Oh, great to see you. Great to see you, Michaela. We're back. Awesome. Cynthia, I can see the numbers have all suddenly gone up again. Excellent. Ah, all right. That's another spot that's a bit sketchy for me. We're crossing them off as we do them, aren't we? Okay, so here's the viewing platform. I was hoping Andre'd come back. I know that he would love this. Oh, hello, Tanzian. So here's this little gorge that we saw from up the top there. Look, there's Richard up the top. That's where we just came from. And you can see by looking down here, this is where the wave action happens in this canyon. And then the rocks. Oh, well done. You're still here, Andre. Okay, yeah, this is what I thought you'd be interested in, is the shape of this rocky outcrop here. And then all the really smooth, rounded rocks down the bottom. And it's lovely to see you all back. Really, really, really happy to see you all still here. All right, so then over here we've got this one. Look at this. Just going to zoom in on that. That's pretty cool, huh? Okay, and then the shoreline. So just pause for the wave action over here. Nice little waves. I don't think we'd be surfing those straight onto the rocks, but they've got some nice shape about them. Now, as we pulled up in the car this morning, there was a bird here that I'd seen for the very first time when we scoped the area about a week ago. And then we saw him here again. Now I'm hoping, I've got my fingers crossed, that he's still gonna be here in this little park. And we're all familiar with the white ibis that we see all around Sydney and just about everywhere that we go, but this one's different. It's another kind of ibis. Now, is he still here? Oh, I just noticed my muffle exposing the microphone. Is he still here? I'll keep an eye out for him because he's a very cool looking bird. He's called a straw-necked ibis, and he was hanging around. I'm going to have to look up what that is too, Andre. Pink Narong volcanics. But yes, the rocks around here definitely all have a very pink tinge, pink glow. Okay, just going to have a little look down here. There was a rock pool down here the other day that we had a look at. And some irresponsible dog owners have been walking along here. Hi, Catherine. So this little cay, I guess you'd call it, looks like a nice quiet spot for maybe some snorkeling. You get in there with your snorkel and have a poke around when it warms up, of course. And then I'll just slowly do a little pan around. The sun is just starting to catch the top of the rocks over on my right. There we go, we're heading in that direction. All right, and then of course we also have this, which is a lichen, and it's quite common. So we might see more of this rock around that's covered in this yellow lichen. Really amazing colour. So now we're going to hit the path, which takes us over that point over there. And there's a couple of spots where we'll walk out towards the sea and look out over the waves and the rocks, and then ultimately finish up at the sand dune. So as I said, this is Port Stephens. This little area is called Anna Bay. Rich is down there poking around in the grass. I'm not sure what's down there. He can tell us about it later. Okay. Oh yeah, I know, Jay. About 339 million years ago. Check this out. Wouldn't this be a horrible place to live? Oh God. I bet they really suffer living here. There's a little fire pit up there on their, is that their front lawn or their back lawn? I'm not even sure. Yeah, dreadful stuff, Jay. There's a bunch of white birds ahead on the rocks. I'm not sure what they are, so let's see how close we can get to them and find out what these birds are. Now, some of you may have seen the other day that I posted a very short video. Look at that wave action. Very short video where I tested the waterproof case for the camera. And this is where I did that, just down in these rock pools here. Now I think these might be corellas, these white birds up ahead, which look a little like white cockatoos, sulphur crested cockatoos, without the yellow crest on their head. Alright, I'm just watching where I place my feet at the moment because it's all these big round smooth river pebbles, rock pebbles. And I need to pick my way through here. This is the way I need to figure out which is the best way to go. It didn't look too bad, did it, Nancy? I was really worried though because I thought there were a couple of drops did actually get inside the case. So I'm what have I done? I've gone the wrong way, I'm sure of it. I should have gone that way. Okay, we'll go back this way. So I want to make absolutely certain that I've got the seal well and truly secure before I try it again. So this might be a bit of a process before we actually get into the water for anything meaningful. But that's okay. Now, do you remember I showed you that yellow lichen a little while ago? Got some really orange lichen on the rocks here. Let me just show it to you. Here, look at this. Oh, Natalie, I posted in, I think it was in Going Places Virtually, I think it was in that group. Just a little short video where I'd tested the underwater waterproof housing for this phone. It was only about a minute long. Came out really well, showing some weed and seashells, and then you actually see me lifting the camera out of the water so you can actually see that it was submerged in water. All right. Put paper or tissue in the case and practice submerging it in the sink. Yeah, great idea, Jay. I actually put the empty case into a saucepan with a weight on top of it, and I thought I was good to go. But I had been testing the charging cable in the charging cable socket, and I may not have closed that up properly. Okay, here's this ibis, the one I was telling you about. So this one's called a straw-necked ibis. You can see that he's predominantly black, whereas the white ibis is predominantly white. The Gondwana supercontinent. Yeah, I don't know a lot about it. I know that we were part of the Gondwana supercontinent along with several other of the continents. He's not going to let me get too close to him. But that's the straw-necked ibis. I just want to try and sneak up on him a little closer if I can. All right, so any of you that are familiar with the ones we call bin chickens in Sydney, this is not him, but he's a relative. He's a relative of those guys. And I think he's rather beautiful. There we go. And this is exactly where we saw him the other day. Same spot. It's getting a bit boggy underfoot here, so I'm going to backtrack. Hope you got a a few good shots of him. Let's get back on the trail. All right, and the sun's just looking, the rocks are looking lovely over here with the sun really starting to glow on them. Yeah, I saw him. Got him. Richard was just pointing out the bird to me. We already got him. This is an interesting old building. I wonder if it was a shop at one point. Looks like it's abandoned now. There's lots of broken glass. Let's all buy this one. This can be our beach shack. What do you think? Wouldn't be too bad, would it? We might get it cheap. I'm not promising it'll still be under $1 million, but it might be cheaper than the house next door. All right, now I need to find my way over here. I'm trying to remember which way we went. The path is a little unclear at this point. I think we go this way. Here we go, for Andre's benefit. My sis would go wild about seeing that ibis. Yeah, I hope you managed to get a good couple of good shots of it, Andre. It was a good wave there as well, look at that. Which way do I go? Over here, this way. Climb up this hill. Stomp, stomp, stomp. And this is where the path resumes. All of a sudden the sun's come out. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, now we're going to head up. Let me just zoom in over here and have a look at these rocky outcrops first. And right, we'll head up over here. Okay, I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit now. There's some rather opulent houses over here. Not a bad life. Hey, who likes reflections? I know there's a person in this car, so we won't dwell on it too long, but there, look, cool reflection. Hi Joanne, I don't think I saw you pop up. So this is a little local cemetery, and I had a look at the names on the plaque over there. It seems to be dominated by one or two families. We'll just have a little quick look. Other than the names, I don't know anything about the families at all. But there are quite a few children, which is really sad. So here we go, this is the little cemetery. And all they have is known burials, so they've got a list of names there. Okay. Let's I don't want to walk across there. We'll go this way. So just guarding my knees. walking downhill carefully. Right, we've been going for just under half an hour, so we may end up going a little longer than I'd originally intended, if you guys are okay with that. Spent a little longer in that first section than I'd originally planned. And what you're hearing now, Nancy, is the rainbow lorikeets. Thanks, Natalie. Awesome. I'll keep an eye out for one in case it stays still long enough for me to hone in on it. But generally they move pretty quickly. They're noisy, aren't they? Oh, there was one just flew across the screen. Oh, there's a bunny. Did you see the bunny? There he goes. Just on the ground. There he goes. I see his tail bobbing. Now, bunnies, of course, aren't welcome. For anyone who doesn't know, yes, they're cute, but they are pests. Surprising to see one. There's been pretty strong eradication programs for bunnies in Australia because they are pests. But there he is over there, right in the middle of the screen. I know how to make him move. We'll just walk closer to him and see how long it takes for him to move. His ears are twitching. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Yes, Andre, the lorikeets, they are noisy. Oh, let me just zoom out again. Sorry. Right. Yes, so that kind of brings us onto the topic of feral animals. Feral animals in Australia are really a problem. Cats, dogs, pigs, goats, horses, rabbits, any of those, and of course rats and mice. But rabbits in particular cause a big problem with their burrowing. And first of all, they compete with our native wildlife, but they also create a problem for farmers. All right, so here we go. We've reached this outlook. So we get the first glimpse of the sand dune from here. Did I miss a sign? No, it's okay. There's some signage around here that talks about the significance of this area to the local Indigenous peoples, and I want to make sure that we pause and have a look at that when we get to it. But this is a really lovely outlook. They breed like bunnies. Yes, indeed. So here's the beautiful, beautiful Barubi beach. And it's the start of the Stockton beach. We're not going to be able to see all of it today. All the way to Newcastle, because there's a bit of a sea haze or a sea mist out there. But that beach is 32, is it miles or kilometres? I think it's kilometres. It stretches all the way to Newcastle. And later on in the day, you'll find, you might have seen me post a photo of camels that was taken just over there. You can also do four-wheel drive tours over the sand dunes. You can do quad bike tours over the sand dunes. It's an absolutely gorgeous place. And this would be an amazing place to do sunset from as well. Now, I'm going to go There's a little seat just over there. It should only take us a few minutes as a detour, just to get over to that seat and look back over towards Barubi. And I think I can unzip this jacket now. It was freezing when we got out of the car, and now with all the walking I've warmed up. All right. Tina, camels, yes. There's a story about that. In fact, I'm currently working on, and I've been working on it for ages. I've been working on the video to upload it to YouTube, which is basically a compilation of all my holiday photos, along with some video of our trip to Broken Hill during COVID. In between lockdowns, we took the train out to Broken Hill. Camels were brought out to Australia in the late 1800s, and they were used to move livestock and people and goods and all sorts of things out in the desert areas. The Afghan cameleers used to drive them, and then when they were no longer needed, they were just let loose. So we actually have feral camels out in the deserts, out in the Central Australia. So the camels that we have here have been domesticated, and they are used to run tourist tours. Yeah, we have rabbits as pets as well, Tansian, but the wild ones are a problem. So here we go. I just wanted to show you this beautiful location. You saw the giant shadow of me. I was trying to get it out of frame, but I wasn't successful. There's some surfers out there at the moment. This is actually a really popular surfing spot. So I can see 1, 2, 3, I think, surfers out there at the moment. Probably just dots on the screen for you guys right now. And there's the sand dune. It's pretty beautiful, isn't it? And this would be a great place to watch sunset from, because we're looking southwest from here. So to the west would be over in that direction. Let's head over. That building over there is the Surf Lifesaving Club. That's where we're headed. And there's a cafe there, and that's where Richard and I are going to have coffee after the tour. But let's head over in that direction, and we'll actually get down onto the beach. And Cynthia, no, not today. I know you're hanging out for me to take my shoes off and paddle in the water again. It's still too cold for me, I'm sorry. Don't worry, it won't be long. What time is it there? Now let me think. I started at 6:30 and we've been going just over half an hour. So I think it's about 25 to 7. 6. No, that can't be right. That can't be right. It must be just after 7. 5 past, heading to 10 past 7. I don't have a clock, so I'm going by the time that the tour's been running, how long the video's been running for. We've been going for 37 minutes. I think I started at about 6:25. So that brings us up to about, 5 past 7. Recently had my fill of camels in Central Asia during long geology field trip. Were you on a trek on camels, Andre? We did an overnight trek in India about 35 years ago, out of Jaisalmer. So we took a 4-wheel drive out into the desert to a small town, small village, and yeah, I think just after 7 a.m, Natalie. All right, so basically this is in language. So it says, Guji Yagu Yi Waramai Gaba Bare Wanyimbu. I have probably totally destroyed how that's meant to be said. But it basically says, welcome to the land of the Worimi. Here we go, welcome. This is Worimi country, always. Okay, so we'll head down here. Pretty early Tansian. The sun's getting up earlier each day, so my sunrise tours are going to be a little earlier each day until daylight saving comes in. And then I get to say, yay, back an hour. All right, so I'm just trying to think of the best way to get you to see. Oh yeah, okay, I got it. I want to show you the two Aboriginal legends, the two Indigenous stories associated with this area, and there's a signboard where I can show you those, but we can still go down onto the beach first, so we'll do that. Just a few minutes on them was enough. Yeah, it's not the most comfortable way to travel, is it? And we would have been on them for about 4 hours each day, I think, from memory. So 2 hours, stop for lunch, have a big siesta, sleep in the middle of the day under a tree somewhere, go for another 2 hours, stop overnight, and then the next day the same again. All right, we're going up onto the sand. Hi, Sarah. We get to hear the wonderful sound of the sea. Climb up over here on these rocks. There's a bird call there. I don't know if you hear it, it's quite faint, especially with the sound of the sea over top of it, but I think it was a rosella. I have very sandy shoes. The grass I've been walking through has been wet, and then I walked onto the sand. Let me show you my shoe. From now on, I will replace the word seasick by camel sick. Yeah, I hear you, Andre, I hear you. And if we are to include camels in any of my tours going forward, it will be purely from a spectator point of view. It is, isn't it, Tina? Isn't it beautiful? It's just gorgeous. So that's where we're headed. That building over there is where the cafe is located. We're going to head over there right now. Oh, you're very welcome, Natalie. And here is some more of this yellow lichen. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love, it's like nature's painting, nature's artwork. Richard's brought the car around, so he'll be over there waiting for me. That's okay. Look at that. Okay. Let's get off this rock. Which way do I go down? Try this way. In case I don't manage to get to that story, I'm going to try my best to give you some background to it, and give you an abbreviated version. I don't know all the names of the characters in the Dreamtime story, but I'll do my best. So one of the stories is about the whale and the shark and a young boy. And the young boy and the whale used to greet each other every day. And the shark was always a threat to the young boy. So the whale used his tail to push the sand up into the dunes that you see ahead of us, and told the boy to stay up on the dunes and stay safe, to stay away from the shark. I don't know what this bird is. Let me see. It's got a red beak. I'm wondering if it's an oyster catcher. Okay. The one to the right of it, I'm almost certain is another kind of oyster catcher, but there's two different kinds here. So we've got the black one with the red beak and the red legs, and then there's one in front with the white body. So they might be two different kinds of oyster catchers, but I'm not absolutely certain. Okay. All right. I think that's Richard walking towards us. So he parked the car near to the cafe to save us walking back the way we came. How would you like to live here, guys? Even just temporarily, I'm just loving the fact that we have access to this place, even if it's just for 4 months. It's just so beautiful. Hi, everyone. Okay. Was it Richard in the little yellow car? No, that was someone else. We've got a little red car. He had to walk back to the starting point of the tour. There he is. And then over here on these rocks, there's a little colony of something or other, some sort of birds hanging out over there. I'm not sure what they are. They're not seagulls, I can tell you that much. I'll tell him you said that, Ronnie. So yeah, there's a colony of something or other on these rocks over here. They could be more of those black and white one that I saw earlier. They could be terns. I wonder if they're terns. They're too far away to see. Yeah, a bit of that, Tina, a bit of that. All right, so what I want to do is I want to get up to, there's a viewing platform on top of this building, which gives some information on that Dreamtime story that I told so badly. But if I go around this side of the rock, we'll get some nice reflections first. Nice reflections in the where the water's receding. So this is what I want to do. If you guys are interested, I'd like to take an excursion on one of these four-wheel drive tours that goes out over the sand dunes. But it's quite expensive, so I don't know, you tell me, would you be interested? Would you be interested in me taking you out on the sand dunes in one of these four-wheel drive tours? I have to talk to the operator and make sure that they'd be okay with me live streaming as well. So it's not just a simple matter of just rocking up and saying, yeah, let's do it. But I would really love to take you out onto the sand dunes here. So we'd probably have to collectively get some interest going for it as well. I want to show you these ripple marks on the sand. Yeah, look at that. So it might involve me sort of, doing a little bit of a marketing campaign with your help in our groups, generating some interest and posting, some photos, some interesting photos every now and again, just to get people interested, and then go ahead once I know I've got a tour operator who's on board as well, that we can work with. So that's the plan. As you've probably noticed, I haven't done really any paid entry tours for a while, mainly because they're not paying their way at the moment. So I really need to oops, I've got battery warning coming up. Really need to know that I'm going to get some interest to actually go ahead with it. Of course, it's going to be fun for me as well, but yeah, we're working to a fairly limited budget, so that's the consideration. Let me just plug in my battery. Sorry guys, you might get a little bit of a try not to bump the camera if I can do with this one-handed. That should work. All right, that looks like I've got a fair bit of interest for it. That'd be great. I'd love to do it. So we're going to go up here and I'll finish up. Let me just put this thing back in my bag. Juggle. There, that should be good. And hold the cord so I don't juggle the camera. You can really see how pink the rocks are here too. All right, just find my way up the sand dune here. My cords are a bit tangled, so that's why I'm a little distracted at the moment. Sorry guys. This gets the quads working. Okay. And the sun's a little bit blinding right above the top of the building, so that's why I'm keeping the camera down low for the moment. Yeah, I'd definitely like to do it live, more so than a recording. So that's my ultimate aim, Andre, is to do it live. Okay, let's see. Look at this camera up again now. So this is the Surf Lifesaving Club. Be back. I lost the signal and it kept telling me it was reconnecting. So for anyone who's still here, I haven't finished yet. I'm huffing and puffing. The cafe's closed. That's why Rich is down at the beach instead of in the cafe. Okay, so for anyone who's still here, right. Hi, I'm back. For anyone who's still here, I did come back. So yeah, it's a little bit dodgy around here, obviously. Anyway, hi everyone, I'm back again. So here we get to see a better idea of what the sand dunes look like. There we go. And I was explaining just when I lost the signal that car park there is where all the tour operators congregate and start their tours from. So all those big concrete pointy things is to prevent vehicles, unauthorised vehicles going out onto the beach. And thanks for sticking with me, guys. I really appreciate it. Let's see if we can have a look at this Aboriginal story that I was doing such a terrible job of trying to tell you. All right. Okay, now I need to get the sun out of the way. There we go. All right, so Barubbi Point is an Aboriginal place. There we go. Barubbi Point is an Aboriginal place which is of special significance to the local Aboriginal people. It was gazetted in 2007 to mark its cultural, social, spiritual and historic significance. In the traditional Worimi language, Gatang, the word Barubbi means Southern Cross, which is the constellation. We don't have the North Star, of course. We have the Southern Cross, which is the constellation that we recognise as pointing south, and that's roughly what the Southern Cross looks like down there. Okay. More pyramids than Egypt. So this is the story of it's not the same story, I don't think. Let me see, that's the Aboriginal art depiction of the dreaming story. But it says a long time ago there was a young boy named Bingay who could speak Dorangang whale, and they became very good friends. So it is the same story, I think. Bingay would go down to the water's edge at Barubbi, sit on the rocks and yell out to Dorangang as he was swimming by. Dorangang would come in very close to the shore and they would talk about their adventures. Dorangang would also share with Bingay his knowledge of the ocean and all of its sea creatures and animals, including Dununi, the cranky shark. Dorangang would constantly swim out into the deep ocean. During these times, Bingay could not see him, and this used to worry him a lot. When Dorangang heard about Bingay's concern, he swam along the shoreline and pushed his massive head into the sand and used his powerful tail to force the sand up onto the shore, creating a huge beach. He did this for many, many days. All right. No, yeah, I lost the signal, Natalie. I lost the signal again. So there we go. Take a postcard of that. And that tells you the story of the shark and the whale and the creation of the sand dunes on the Worimi, now known as the Worimi Conservation Lands. Okay, I'm going to finish up. Gotta go. Bye, Cheryl. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to turn this around and say goodbye to you all as well. We've gone 15 minutes over. So here we go. Thanks everyone for joining me. Sorry about the technical issues again. Seems like this area, although it's beautiful, maybe part of the reason it's beautiful is because we're a little bit removed from civilization. That could be one reason. Anyway, we will keep persevering because there are so many beautiful, beautiful places to take you to. And I'm not going to give up that easily. So Wednesday morning is sunrise, and that is closer to civilizations. We should get a good signal there. We should have no problem there. And what am I else? I think I've got a forest bathing tour organised for Friday, and that one, Friday or Saturday, later in the week. That is very close to a hospital, so it should have a good signal as well. All right, thanks everyone. Thanks for joining me. One last look around from up here, and I'll see you again on my next tour. If there's anyone here who isn't already subscribed to my channel, I'm sure you all are. Andre, subscribe to my channel if you came back. And and hit the notification bell as well. All right, everyone. Bye for now.